guys, it's your teen Vogue YouTube host Claudia Sulewski, and for today's video I wanted to get a little more serious and real with you guys because October is the National Bullying Prevention Month. So I wanted to give you guys a few tips if any of your friends are being bullied or anyone that you know is being bullied. This kind of stuff can lead to more severe situations like depression and suicide. I think it's a really important thing to talk about and educate everyone on. So let's get into my tips. The first tip seems a little obvious, but it is to talk to an adult. So whether the person that's being bullied goes and talks to an adult or one of their friends does, most adults are able to help the situation because they're not as affected with the social dynamics of school, so they're able to take action and figure out what the next step should be. Tip number 2 is to help your friend avoid the bullies. So if you know that you're going in the same direction to the same class, then walk together in the hallways, or in general, just being in groups of people makes you less of a target. So if they're trying to avoid someone, it always helps to have a friend by your side. Also, don't give the bully an audience, because when people are watching, it's kind of like a silent message of them accepting what's going on or being entertained by it, and that feeling kind of gives the bully more power and it makes them feel like what they're doing is cool. So if you ever happen to see something going on at school, rather than standing there and watching, it's usually best to leave the situation and go talk to someone that can help end it. Tip number 4 is to report cyberbullying. I feel like cyberbullying is actually more common than in person nowadays because everyone is always on social media, on their cell phones, computers, all that stuff, and it is just as effective as in-person bullying. So if you ever see someone getting bullied on social media, remind them that you can always just block the user so they don't comment on your stuff and they can't look at your pictures or whatever you're using. Also, if that person goes to the same school as the bully, that kind of also leads into other things, so always be sure to tell an adult as well, because then they can help out with the situation. My 5th tip is to show your friend that you care about them, and that might seem a little obvious, but sometimes when someone's getting bullied, they start to feel like it's their fault that it's happening, and just talking to them and reassuring them that it's not their fault can go a long way. So like I mentioned earlier, if you see anyone having a tough time, then walk with them to their classes, sit with them, give them a compliment. All of those little positive things can help brighten their day and kind of change their outlook on the situation, because usually like 99% of the time, the bully is the insecure one that's feeding off of someone to make them feel better about themselves. My last tip is to help promote a culture of kindness. So this is kind of like a bigger task that everyone has to work together on, but in general, if more people are being nicer to each other and not judging or picking apart one another, it gradually starts to make bullying kind of unacceptable at your school. I know personally my school didn't have a lot of crazy bullying going around because everyone for the most part got along really well together, and it kind of established this level of respect that everyone is mature enough to deal with their own issues and not bring it upon others. So whether it's in school or online or in person, in general, promoting acts of kindness will help everyone. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and gained some sort of knowledge from it. If you know anyone that's being bullied, or if you're having a tough time in school, talk to someone. Whether it's a friend or an adult or really anyone, talking to someone always helps. The last thing that should be happening is having to experience all of this alone. So on a lighter note, I will see you guys for a new video very soon, and I hope everyone is having a lovely week. Bye guys!